Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on comparatives and superlatives. This lesson will explore comparatives. It is important to write when you are asked to. It helps you to learn. You can use a whiteboard, but ideally a notebook would be best. That way, you can keep a record of your learning. There are 5 intended learning outcomes to achieve by the end of the lesson. 1. We are learning to use comparative adjectives to compare two people, places, animals, or things. 2. We are learning to identify when a sentence is comparing two nouns. 3. We are learning to choose the correct comparative adjective. 4. We are learning to use er, more, and less to make comparative adjectives. 5. We are learning to write and say a sentence comparing two nouns using than. Comparatives help us compare two things. They help us say that one thing is bigger, smaller, faster, slower, or more interesting. Look at these two pictures, the sun and the moon. Which is bigger? The sun is bigger than the moon. In this sentence, you can see the comparative adjective bigger and the word than. A common misconception is than and then being the same. They are not the same. They are completely different. Than is used when we compare with something else. Then is used for time and order. They are pronounced differently too. Than is pronounced with the short vowel a. V, a, n. Than. Then is pronounced with the short vowel e. V, e, n. Then. A comparative adjective compares two things. Observe what happens to the adjective. We often add the suffix er. Big becomes bigger. Fast becomes faster. Small becomes smaller. Tall becomes taller. Comparatives usually use than. The car is faster than the bike. The mouse is smaller than the cat. My new apartment is bigger than my old one. The train is faster than the bus. Summer is warmer than spring. When we use a comparative, we don't always need to say than and give the second part of the comparison. If what we are comparing is already clear from the conversation, we can leave it out. For example, which phone do you prefer? The new one is better. We don't need to say better than the old one because we already know what we are comparing. Many short adjectives become comparative by adding the suffix er. Tall becomes taller. Short becomes shorter. Fast becomes faster. Young becomes younger. Old becomes older. Some words double the final consonant. Sometimes we need to change the spelling. Look at big. We don't write B-I-G-E-R. This is because there is a short vowel sound before the final consonant. There is only one consonant after the short vowel, so it needs to be doubled before adding the suffix. This is a true pattern for all of these words. Hot, the short vowel O, one consonant. Double the T, add ER. Thin, the short vowel I, one consonant. Double the N, then add ER. Sad, the short vowel A, one consonant. Double the D, then add ER. Fit, the short vowel I, double the T, add ER. Words that end in consonant plus Y, change the Y to I, then add ER. Look at happy. We don't write HAPPYER. This is because we are adding a vowel suffix. The Y is dropped, then an I replaces it before adding the suffix ER. This is a true pattern for all of these words. Busy ends in Y. Change the Y to I, then add ER. Easy ends in Y. Change the Y to I, then add ER. Funny ends in Y. Change the Y to I, then add ER. Heavy ends in Y. Change the Y to I, then add ER. Using the suffix ER doesn't work with all adjectives. Some longer adjectives are preceded by more. Beautiful becomes more beautiful. Interesting becomes more interesting. Difficult becomes more difficult. Challenging becomes more challenging. Expensive becomes more expensive. It is grammatically incorrect to say, for example, beautifuler or difficulter. We can also use less plus adjective to mean not as. Beautiful becomes less beautiful. Interesting becomes less interesting. Difficult becomes less difficult. Challenging becomes less challenging. Expensive becomes less expensive. Some adjectives have two possible forms. Friendly can become friendlier or more friendly. Lively can become livelier or more lively. Lovely can become lovelier or more lovely. Quiet can become quieter or more quiet. Simple can become simpler or more simple. Ugly can become uglier or more ugly. When we make a comparative, we normally use one comparative marker. Adjective plus the suffix er, for example, fast plus er, faster. More plus adjective. More plus interesting, more interesting. We don't use both together. It is wrong to say more faster. It is wrong to say more cheaper. It is wrong to say more easier. It is wrong to say more happier. The suffix er and more are both doing the same job. They mark the adjective as a comparative. Some adjectives have irregular comparative forms. You don't use the suffix er or more. Good becomes better. Bad becomes worse. Far becomes farther or further. Here is a noun pair: elephant, mouse. Which one is bigger? Which one is bigger, the elephant or the mouse? The elephant is bigger than the mouse. Here is a noun pair: car, bicycle. Which one is more convenient? Which one is more convenient, a car or a bicycle? A car is more convenient than a bicycle. Here is a noun pair: summer, winter. Which one is hotter? Which one is hotter, summer or winter? Summer is hotter than winter. Here is a noun pair: gold, silver. Which one is more expensive? Which one is more expensive, gold or silver? Gold is more expensive than silver. Write these sentences, turning the adjective in the brackets into a comparative. 1. A bicycle is than a car. Cheap. 2. A plane is than a train. Fast. 3. Antarctica is than Australia. Cold. 4. A brick is than a feather. Heavy. 5. A week is than a day. Long. 6. Walking is than running. Slow. 7. Fresh fruit is than sweets. Healthy. 8. An eagle can fly than a chicken. High. 9. A crocodile is than a lizard. Dangerous. 10. A petrol car is than a hybrid car. Efficient. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. A bicycle is cheaper than a car. 2. A plane is faster than a train. 3. Antarctica is colder than Australia. 4. A brick is heavier than a feather. 5. A week is longer than a day. 6. Walking is slower than running. 7. Fresh fruit is healthier than sweets. 8. An eagle can fly higher than a chicken. 9. A crocodile is more dangerous than a lizard. 10. A petrol car is less efficient than a hybrid car. Here is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. Choose the correct comparative in each of these sentences. 1. A giraffe is taller or more tall than a horse. 2. Winter is colder or more cold than autumn. 3. My new house is bigger or more big than my old house. 4. The supermarket is busier or more busy than the small shop. 5. This book is interestinger or more interesting than that book. 6. My brother is younger or more young than my sister. 7. A sports car is expensiver or more expensive than a family car. 8. My new phone is better or gooder than my old phone. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. A giraffe is taller than a horse. 2. Winter is colder than autumn. 3. My new house is bigger than my old house. 4. The supermarket is busier than the small shop. 5. This book is more interesting than that book. 6. My brother is younger than my sister. 7. A sports car is more expensive than a family car. 8. My new phone is better than my old phone. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about comparatives. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself, and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.